Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. I believe we are live now. Um, yeah, I'm streaming on my new computer. I'm on a MacBook, so I'm doing things a little bit differently right now. Hopefully, everything is working. It looks like everything's working, so yeah, I guess we'll see how things go. And yeah, of course, Nick is not with us today. So yeah, you're gonna just have to deal with me. If you got any questions at all, go ahead and drop them in the chat and I'll try to answer as quick as possible. Yeah, kind of a random stream, random day, random time. But yeah, just getting settled back in the US and trying to get everything up and going again. All right. So yeah, ask questions if you got them whenever you guys filter in. And yeah, I'll start getting to any questions that I have in the log here. Give me 1 second. All right. Cool. Yeah, looks like everything's working all right. All right, I'm just going to keep getting into it. So, managed link building, April 22, we started outsourcing link building and it hasn't done much. I thought I should see some results by now, but the domain is bouncing like it was before, yet we've invested $2,500 by now. So, this was actually a comment that we got in our Facebook group, and it was about actually our service. Um, and I wanted to go ahead and address that real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's see how I do this. I'm trying to figure this out. Guess we do that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's taking me a bit longer to figure out everything on the new computer. All right, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, um, first things first, you can't rely on link building to fix everything for you. So, back in the day, you used to be able to just shoot backlinks at a website, and it didn't really matter what was going on the website. Backlinks were just so strong that they would pretty much fix everything. However, these days, it doesn't really work like that. You kind of have to make sure that you're doing everything else correctly. So if you have major content problems or on-site SEO problems or technical SEO problems, basically all the other parts of SEO, if there's like some big problems there, then it doesn't really matter how many backlinks you shoot at a website. It's not really going to do too much. And if it does do something, it's going to be a lot worse than it could be and a lot slower. So yeah, I haven't really audited this site, but it's just something to keep in mind. Like when you are building backlinks, if you built like considerable amount of backlinks and you're not really getting the results that you want, and you've seen that the links are good, the links are good quality, then there's probably some kind of other issue going on there, right? So our managed link building service, it is a done for you service, and I think a lot of people might get the misconception that basically they can sign up for MLB and not for a full on SEO service, and this will basically will make them rank. But you'll have to make sure you're doing all the other stuff right. Another thing is that someone else commented on the post in the group is that um, you know basically these links aren't going anywhere. So you're not getting the results that you want right now, but we've built quality links for the website, or maybe in your situation you've built quality links for the website. Those links aren't wasted. They're still there. You're still building your website's authority. You're still filling up like that bucket. So if you think of like SEO as like all these different buckets, right? You're filling up your links bucket, you're filling up your authority bucket. Now you just got to figure out what the other problem is. And then once you figure out what that other problem is, these links are still going to be there to benefit you. Let's see, what else can I say about this one? Guess there's not really much else I can say on it other than, yeah, you just got to really make sure you're doing all of the SEO equation and not just trying to rely on backlinks to fix everything for you, right? Yeah, hopefully that helps someone out there because we get I wouldn't say complaints, but we get messages like this every now and then. And the websites that we end up doing the best in MLB are the websites that people are really actively doing all the other stuff on their website. They're adding new content, they're editing their existing content, they are taking a very active role in the other parts of SEO rather than just link building. So if you're doing SEO for your website and you ever get to the point where you're only building backlinks, then I think you need to kind of think about, what you're doing. You don't want to just like make your website, let it sit there and then start building backlinks. Like you got to be doing kind of like all this stuff, right? Show Google that you're taking an active presence on your website, you're updating your content, blah, blah, blah. All right. But yeah, hopefully that helps. All right, let's get this off the screen. See what's next. Oh my God, I'm fumbling around. How established or old does a domain have to be to purchase these pillow links? All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and show this on the screen real quick, but what this person is talking about is most likely the pillow links from our website. It's a service that we provide. Sorry, one sec. There we go. All right, so yeah, our pillow links are basically, we call them pillow links. Other people have other names for these, but it's basically foundational links, links that a lot of people build at the very beginning of the link building process. But it doesn't have to be just for the beginning of the link building process. It can really be for any part of the link building process. But our pillow links packs, they include things like citations, niche directories, forum profiles, social profiles, Web 2.0s, social signals. And I think there's some other stuff in there as well, but those are kind of the main ones. And yeah, so basically pillow links, these types of links are, the whole thing, the whole thought process behind them are these are links that a business owner can go out and make. Anyone can go and make pillow links at any time. It's not something like what you consider a normal backlink, like an endorsement from somebody else that has a website and they have a blog and they're saying, oh, you should go check out this other website, right? It doesn't work like that. These are things that you can go and make anytime. You don't need to do any kind of preparation in order to start building these types of links. You don't need, like, your site doesn't need to be getting a certain amount of traffic. Your site doesn't need to be live for a certain amount of time. All you really need is to have a homepage, really, in a lot of cases, and you can start building these things because Google can't tell a business owner, for example, that they can't go and make social profiles or they can't go and make citations until you have a certain amount of traffic. It just doesn't make sense, right? Because when you think about it, a business owner, they get their website up and running. They're going to want to build citations immediately. They're going to want to build social profiles immediately. They might even build these things before they build their website. So yeah, there's really nothing you need to do before building these types of links. And another question we get, I wasn't asked here, but we get kind of often is, like, where should you build these links to? We'd like to build them to the homepage only. It's just where it makes the most sense for these types of links to be built to. We like to use natural anchor text only, branded anchors, URL anchors, generic anchors, most like branded anchors and URL anchors, really. Yeah, there's nothing really needed to do. And you can even build them later on, like in the link building process. So let's say your site already has a bunch of rankings and traffic and whatnot, but you want to add in a little bit of link diversity, just some, more diversity in your link profile, links coming from other sources rather than maybe just you're doing guest posts or whatever. You could go and do like a pack like this every now and then, or, if you're doing them yourself, you could do that as well. There's no real rule to this kind of thing. And you also don't need to worry about how quickly you're building them. I know it sounds, if you've been doing SEO for a while, it might sound kind of silly, but we get the question kind of often, like, do I need to worry about how quickly I'm building, my foundational links? And the answer is absolutely not. Google can't make a rule that says, oh, you can only sign up for 10 social media sites a month, or so what should be social profiles with a link in there, or you can only get listed on 10 citation directories a month. It just doesn't work like that. You're allowed to build as many of these things as humanly possible, as fast as possible. You don't have to worry about link velocity. You don't have to worry about unnatural link patterns when you're doing pillow linking. They are just supernatural white hat links. Google does not care how quickly you're building them or anything. The only way you could really get yourself in trouble with pillow links is if you start doing something really strange, or if you start like breaking best practices. Like for citations, for example, if you start like having inconsistent NAP, or you're trying to build citations or social profiles to like random URLs on your website instead of your homepage, right? Just doesn't really make sense to do these things. But yeah, if you're building them naturally, you're not trying to like force exact match anchors into them or anything, there's really nothing you need to worry about as far as velocity, or having done any kind of preparation, or having any kind of traffic or rankings previously, or anything like that. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Like always, guys, drop your questions in the chat and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. I'll be back in just 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to tell someone to stop making noise since I'm back visiting home right now. All right, let's see what we got next. Hi, I am currently working on a website rank and rent model. I have some foundational links pointing to it and links from Forbes, Homes and Gardens, Real Homes, etc., mostly to my About page. It's kind of weird that you have a bunch of links going to your About page, but okay. I don't have any guest posts or niche edits. My website is still not ranking high enough for my intended keywords. Please suggest what links I should build and where. The domain is an EMD and still not ranking for the exact match keyword. Most of my competitors don't have high DR links like me. All right, so, okay, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Rank and Rent, EMD, has foundational links, has some good links as well. No authority links yet. Not ranking for any keywords yet. Yeah, so if you are an EMD and you're in a low competition niche, you said your competitors don't have any high authority links, but if you're an EMD and you're a low competition niche and you're not ranking pretty quickly from the links that you have, it might be something kind of weird going on. It sounds kind of strange to me because it sounds like you have like some decent links there, right? Yeah, if you haven't, especially for rank and rent for like local SEO, EMDs work quite well. If you guys aren't aware, an EMD is an exact match domain. So it'd be like the exact keyword in the domain name. So it'd be like bestplumberaustin.com, and yeah, they work very well in local for rank and rent as well. But yeah, so basically what you want to be doing, and I don't know if you've been doing this already, to take advantage of your EMD is with your pillow links or your foundational links, whatever you want to call them. Make sure you're building them all to your homepage. Make sure you're using your brand name in the anchor text whenever possible, brand name and URL. This is how you really take advantage of the EMD. This is like, besides having that name in the domain name, the main way you take advantage of it with backlinks is by building anchor text with your brand name or the URL. And the reason is because you're constantly building anchor text that's essentially, best plumber Austin, because that is your brand name. It's also an exact match keyword, but Google can't get you in trouble for it because it's your brand name, right? So a normal website would get in trouble from spamming this anchor text over and over and over. You don't have to worry about it because, yeah, it's your brand. And the same exact thing, URL anchors are really strong as well because, it'd just be like best plumber Austin. com. So yeah, you are again getting to take advantage of using that keyword in the anchor text, even though it is a URL anchor. You're still using the keyword in the anchor. So this is what you want to be doing when you're building your links. You want to be building to your homepage only. The advice would be to build to your homepage only, even if let's say you weren't in an EMD and you just didn't really have any traffic server rankings yet, you'd still want to be building to your homepage only with natural anchors. But the thing is, since you have that EMD, you're building these homepage links with natural anchors. It's just like hitting all the boxes, right? You're trying to rank that homepage for the keyword. You're getting to use exact match anchors for the keyword, and you're linking to the exact URL that you want to be linking to, rather than having to link to like a service page, right? So the first thing I would do was just check and make sure you're not doing something weird or like something else is not done correctly. Maybe your on-page SEO, or maybe the content on the page is not that great. Maybe you get some more like pages on the website. But if you got your foundational links and you got some decent links in to that EMD and it's not really ranking anything and it's in a low competition niche, there might be something kind of weird going on. But yeah. If you already got your foundational links, just keep going. Homepage only, niche edits, link insertions, using your brand name and URL anchors as much as possible. And you can do some other anchor text as well from time to time to mix things up, but those are going to be the main ones you want to focus on as far as trying to rank for that keyword. But remember, it is still natural. Even though these are supernatural anchor text, it is also natural to get things that are not these as well. So keep that in mind. Got any questions at all, guys? Go ahead and drop them in the chat. It's a very random stream time and day, so probably not a lot going on today. If no one's asking questions, I'll probably just answer these things I have in my backlog here and then take off. PBN is a banded around term that means different things to different people. Anytime anyone therefore has a conversation around them, at all ears. The original definition, as far as I know and think, is that they are a link that's from a network of sites which all run together to help each other and get some juice. Yeah. So, I have a little bit of a problem with this definition. I would define a PBN as a website. It's been bought. It's either an age domain or an expired domain. Someone has bought a website. It used to be a website. Someone used to own this domain. It already had some backlinks pointing to it. Someone's bought it, either aged or expired. They've then built a new website on this website. And the only thing they're doing with it now is they are putting content on it, and they are essentially using it to build backlinks to other websites. I feel like there's a very common misconception with PBN, because PBN, it stands for Personal Blog Network. So people think that these PBN sites are somehow all linked together and are helping each other, when in reality they're not. At least hopefully they're not. If you get links from a PBN and all the different PBN websites from the one provider are linking to each other, this is very, very, very bad, very dangerous, because you're essentially creating the easiest footprint possible for Google to say all of these sites are controlled by the same person. So in reality, a PBN, a personal blog network, is not really a network. They're not networked together. They're not connected, or they shouldn't be. It's just the one person owns all of them, but you can really think of them as each one being completely independent. Just it's completely independent website that is being used and repurposed to now pass link juice to its target. But yeah, when you really start thinking about PBNs and other websites, it can become kind of hard to like draw the line of like what is a PBN, and for example, what is a guest post farm? What's the difference between the two? And so, and then what's the difference between a guest post farm and a normal website that maybe sells backlinks every now and then? And then of course you would have a website that doesn't sell backlinks at all, right? And so I think the difference between a PBN and a guest post farm is a guest post farm is a little bit higher up as far as quality goes. They are taking better care of their site. Maybe they have some more stringent requirements as far as getting links on their website. The links are going to cost more. The guest post farms are usually more powerful. PBNs are kind of usually like the bottom of the barrel. They're basically like some of the cheapest links you can buy. That's not like a foundational type link or whatever. But yeah, guest post farm would be a step up in quality. There might even be doing some link building to the guest post farm to really get that authority higher. Whereas a lot of the time, PBNs, a lot of the time, even from, if you get PBNs from like the biggest providers out there, a PBN, the authority usually won't be that high, and the authority will be steadily decreasing over time. And they usually don't have very much traffic either. Almost a lot of times, the PBNs will even have like no traffic, which is quite normal. Whereas a guest post farm, they're taking a little bit more care of the site. It'll generally be getting some traffic. Yeah, they might be doing some link building to it. And then, of course, from there, then you have websites that maybe sell a link every now and then, but they have other purposes other than selling links. So that would be a step up from a guest post farm. Much harder to get links on these. But yeah, it's really hard to draw these like lines, and it's really, really hard for Google to understand what is what if you're doing everything properly. So if you have a PBN and you're running your PBN well, it's somewhat difficult for Google to figure out if it's a PBN or if it's not. This is why knowing how to build PBNs properly or getting them from a good provider is a good thing to do. Same with guest post farms. If they don't have right for us pages everywhere, and they are doing things like having outbound authority links in their articles, and they are have some kind of editorial guidelines in place, it can be hard to tell the difference between a guest post farm and a normal website. At least for Google, for an experienced SEO, it might be a little bit easier. But this is why we always have to say, even guest post farms, we can't always say that guest post farms are bad, even though like at our link building agency, we don't sell guest post farm links, and we will replace them if for some reason we did sell you a link on a guest post farm. But we also can't say they're 100% bad and that they can't work, especially if they don't have like the very clear footprints on them, like right for us pages and stuff like that, and they're doing everything else properly. But anyway, hopefully that helps. There's some weird misconceptions about PBNs. Like always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. What do we have on sale this month? Oh, we got press releases on sale this month. Press 10 is the code to get 10% off our press releases this month. They're already some of the cheapest press releases on the market, really. Yeah, but anyway, press 10 to get 10% off press release. Basically my favorite type of foundational link are press releases. But anyway, any questions at all, guys, go ahead and drop them in the chat. If you all don't ask any questions, I'm just going to answer what I have here. Looks like I got like maybe 5 left, and then I'll just sign off if y'all aren't asking anything. Could be a slow stream day. What's the most underrated SEO tactic that you've used that yielded surprising results? So for me, this is a pretty easy question because it's happened to me like many times where I'll just kind of like not do this thing for a while, and then when I do it, the results are usually like pretty quick and like pretty drastic. So for me, and y'all might laugh at this, but for me, the most underrated SEO tactic is just updating your content, or even just updating the website in general. Really, I've gotten like ranking results by just like going around the website and like fixing things like footers and like menus and sidebars and stuff, or just like things that you wouldn't think that would have much of an impact on the website, because I'm not really doing SEO. I'm just like working on the website in general to make users have a better experience, right? And I'm not really sure why this is, but my theory is that Google basically sees the code changing on the website, and they see the website as being maintained. They see it as, these people are actually working on their website, that it's not just something that's just sitting there collecting dust. They're taking an active interest in everything. So I think even like updating your website with non-content related stuff can get results. But even better than that would be actually updating and improving your content, your existing content. I was talking about this on a recent stream with Nick recently, but actually my favorite thing to do to a website, if I haven't really worked on it in a while, is just go and update content. It's not to add new content, especially after you get past a certain point. If you have even 50 blog articles or 100 blog articles, there could potentially be a lot of updating you need to do to keep everything current and just good, right? Depending on like what kind of content quality you're going for. But having a 100 blog post website could be a lot of work for you to keep up with, depending on the niche. And yeah, just going around, keeping everything updated, going and see what the competitors are doing for that specific article or keyword. Maybe there's some new stuff going on in the industry, some new ideas floating around, putting those things in your article, asking ChatGPT for stuff to insert. They don't even have to be like major content reworks or anything like that, but just slow improvements. Maybe you redo some of your H2 headings. Maybe you make a better introduction. Maybe you make a couple better like outbound links. These kind of things. I've seen. I actually did a video on my other YouTube channel where increased a website's traffic by 35% in 1 month. And it's a pretty decent website. Not like a tiny website. Just from going around and doing this. And I wasn't even trying to do SEO. I was just like saying, I just wanted to go update the articles to make sure they were up to date and not bad, and got amazing results from it. And I didn't use a single SEO tool for it. I was literally just like going around and trying to make the articles better, right? And yeah, and it didn't affect just the articles that I updated. It actually got results for the site wide. And I would say the third thing I guess I'll mention here that I'm just thinking off the top of my head, and there might be more, but it's just kind of what I'm thinking of right now. The third most underrated SEO tactic, and you could do this while you're updating your content, is beefing up your internal linking. It's just, people just sleep on this stuff. I can't even tell you guys like how many websites we have people send in to like MLB, or they want us to audit on the live streams or whatever. And we go and look at these websites, and the blog posts have like no internal linking. And I'm not talking about related blog posts at the bottom or on your sidebar. This is not what we're talking about when we're talking about internal linking. We're talking about contextual internal linking, which would be the links actually coming from inside the content, inside your article. You're using keyword-rich anchor text to link to your other articles. You can vary this. But I will say with internal linking, you also don't need to vary it as much as like anchor text when you're building backlinks. But I feel like it actually still does help quite a bit if you do vary it a bit. And you can get insane results just from like, if your website doesn't have good internal linking, or even if it has decent internal linking, going in just doing more internal linking, like maybe you added 25 or 50 new articles to your website, go through all your old articles and really try to beef everything up, right? And you can see incredible results from doing this. It just helps Google understand how everything is related much better, helps link juice flow around, helps relevance for other articles. It's just, So for me, just updating your website, updating your content, and like beefing up internal linking, I think are insanely underrated. I guess lastly, I'll say just adding in some like random keywords in your like H2s or H3s or whatever. And again, you don't have to, I'm not saying like keyword stuff here. I'm just saying use them naturally, but like use, like if you're using Surfer SEO, or if you're using Neuron or whatever, just take some of these like big keywords that are super related to your main keyword and make sure you're throwing them in like your H2s and H3s and stuff. That's going to have just insane results. And it's super easy to do, right? Like all the stuff that I've talked about, you don't need to pay any money to do this stuff. You can literally just go on your website and do these things, and you can start getting like results like pretty quickly, especially if you haven't done it well in the first place. All right, looks like we're actually starting to get some people filtering in here and getting some questions, which is good. So yeah, start doing that. How's the stream quality, by the way, guys? This is my first stream on the MacBook. I just got a new MacBook Pro. Let me get this question off the screen. Yeah, I just got a new MacBook Pro. It's a black one, and it's the newest one, MacBook Pro M3, base model M3, because my friend told me like the Max or the whatever is like overkill. But then I got 36 megabytes of RAM, and this thing is sick. I love it so much. Like, it makes me so happy. It's like Christmas for an adult, right? I was on a Windows laptop for a while, like a Windows gaming laptop, and don't do it. Just, I was on Mac for like a decade before, like 10 years. And then I switched to this Windows gaming laptop because I thought I was going to play games and I thought it would be good. But Man, it was such a pain in the butt. Windows is such a mess compared to Mac, and especially on laptops with the gaming laptops, like switching between like the integrated graphics card and like the good graphics card, it creates all of these crazy problems. But the Mac, it's just got the one graphics card and it's just powerful. But yeah, anyway, let me know if stream quality is all right. I have an EMD website ranking, and I am thinking to give it a boost by creating a similar EMD website so that I can get a homepage link from it. Um, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I understand what you're doing because, like, if you create another EMD and you're getting a link from that, then you're essentially, you are just getting more relevance. But for that to have any kind of effect, you would want to power that website up with backlinks. But then the backlinks would just be better off if you just built them directly to the main EMD that you're trying to rank. Unless if you wanted to like rank for two websites at the same time, so you could have two different EMDs, and then, but this is essentially two different projects. You'd have to do content for both of them. You'd have to do link building for both of them. But if you wanted to do that, then you could link them one to the other. But you'd also want to make sure you do it in a natural way, just to make sure you're not like getting any kind of it could just be seen as kind of like fishy or whatever. But anyway, but in general, if you're not trying to rank the other one, I wouldn't do it at all. But if you want to just take up like more positions on the SERP, which could be a good idea, because why not rank for position 1 and position 2 and get more money instead of just ranking for position 1? Then it could be a good thing to do. But other than that, I would just build links directly to the site instead. Any tips for a gaming blog site? Nope, not really. Basically the question, a lot of people that are new to SEO, they get the impression that SEO is like very different for whatever type of website they have. Like maybe I have a gaming website, maybe I have a plumbing website, maybe I have a website about cats, maybe I have a website selling e-com products. And I can't say it's 100% the same because there are some differences. So for example, if you're a local service-based business like a plumber, of course you're going to want citations, you're going to want to get your GMB. These are the big things that makes a local site different. For gaming, you don't need citations, but actually I still like to do citations as far as foundational link building. You're not going to need a GMB, of course, unless you have a physical location or whatever. But really, you're building links and you're doing content. You're doing everything like any other normal website would. You're going to want to figure out how does your website make money? How is it monetized? I'm a fan of trying to build out the whatever pages that are going to make you money. Build those out first. So build your money pages first, your big money makers. If you're just doing like ad revenue or whatever, then you might not really need to do that. You're probably gonna want to start with some like lower competition stuff first and like work your way up. But yeah, hopefully, I guess my one big tip would be, because you're entering SEO in a kind of a weird time. If you're doing an ads based website, if you're gonna make money only with ads, or if you are going to be making money only with like affiliate revenue or affiliate ends ads. Now is a little bit of a dangerous time to be entering the market because of the previous core update. That's the March core update. And then before that, the helpful content update last year. I believe it was in September. These things disproportionately targeted sites that are monetized with only ads content, only affiliate content. There are still ads-based website and affiliate-based websites that are ranking. However, I feel like it's pretty random as far as if you get hit or not. Meaning I've seen some very good sites get hit. I've also seen some really bad sites get hit that probably deserve to get hit. But anyway, so I guess my one big tip would be to figure out another monetization method other than those two things, and to not just tack it onto your website where it's like, oh, we sell this one product, like really like integrate it fully into your website to where Google can understand that you have a business model that's not just affiliate and ads. And that should help a bit. Another thing you could think about doing is really diversifying your traffic right now and getting traffic from, for example, something like social media, like Facebook. I'm not really sure where the gaming market is. I don't know if it's big on like Facebook or like Instagram or whatever, but basically figure out like where like the best thing is for gamers, the best social media for gamers to be on, and try to drive traffic from there as well. And you could even rely less on SEO or maybe even no SEO and drive traffic that way. I know a lot of people right now are doing the whole thing where they you make a Facebook page, you run an ads campaign to get Facebook likes and followers to your Facebook page. And then they start posting like 5 to 10 posts on the Facebook page a day, and then they'll have like a link post every now and then, and just try to drive people to their website 100% via Facebook rather than doing SEO if they're monetized with like ads only or affiliate only, because they see this as safer right now. But anyway, not saying you have to do that, but yeah, just kind of those are my big tips right now for a gaming blog. As far as SEO goes, you're really doing the same stuff. You're doing link building, you're doing content, you're doing proper on-page optimization, you're doing your technical SEO stuff. There's no big changes for you than any other website, other than you're not going to need like the local stuff, or you're not going to do you're not going to need to like do stuff that like e-com sites would do that have a bunch of like product pages or category pages or whatever. Black Hole Super Sloth, what's up, man? How you doing? Maybe I should start playing games on stream like Jackie, huh? I'll start playing. Um, what game can I play? I haven't been playing any games right now, but I've been thinking about starting to play my Nintendo Switch again, just because it's like, simple games and easy to pick up and put down, no big time investment. So, what would be the best time to get a link from a PBN, when a PBN website ranking for some good keywords, or when you are making the PBN website just live? Yeah, so a lot of PBN websites don't really rank for much at all. So let's say you're building your own PBN. Let's say you only have one PBN site for now. Um, you know, so you bought the domain, you got the domain hosted, you went on the website, you actually rebuilt a new website on WordPress. You're going to want to make sure you rebuild all of the pages that had a bunch of backlinks going to them. So you're saving all your link juice, and any pages that you don't rebuild that had a decent amount of links going to them, or links that you want to save, make sure you do things like 301 redirect them to your homepage or to another relevant page on the website, just to make sure you're saving all that link juice, right? And yeah, then you can just like let it sit for a little bit. You can, it might not really get much traffic at all, but you can just kind of wait for it to, put some content on the website, write some articles, and you should see like some kind of keywords kind of start popping into the website or whatever. It might not be anything crazy, but you want to see like, a little bit of something. But yeah, just keep in mind, most PBN sites don't really have a bunch of traffic or anything like that, a bunch of rankings. And then, yeah, once it looks like the site's been sitting there and been kind of starting to resonate in the SERPs, then you can start building links from it. I also just want to say, I'm not really sure like what you got going on, but if you have like one PBN and you're using it to rank your own asset, like you have another website that's the one you want to rank and you just have one PBN website, don't go crazy building like a bunch of links from it, right? You can do like more than one, but make sure you're like following best practices here, and you're not just trying to write a bunch of articles and send like 100 links to your other website. It's just a clear indicator that something weird's going on. But yeah, just get one good homepage link going from it to your website. And if you wanted to, you could maybe write another article and have one like interpage link going from the PBN to your money site. But yeah, that's really all you got to do. Nothing really crazy. Just make sure it's kind of resonating in the SERPs, and then from there you can link out. Hopefully that helps. Like always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Helps us out a lot. We also got press releases on sale this month. Code PRESS10. They're 10% off. They're already super cheap. I think they're only $79. So this would make them like $70, something like that. Yeah, favorite kind of foundational link that we got. DJ Francisco says, how can I get a site audit from you guys? Go ahead and email us at info@sirlinksalot.co, and I'll probably take care of it on a not on this live stream, but on a different live stream. And yeah, give us some information about what's going on. Don't write us like a page, but just tell us like, what's the problem, or like what are you looking for, like what do you want us to look at, and maybe anything you've been doing recently. But don't write a ton, just give us like a paragraph. Um, Black Hole says TOTK. What's TOTK? I don't know, some kind of TO. Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. So yeah, I played the first Zelda. I played Breath of the Wild and loved it. It was actually like the first game first single player game I finished in like a long time. But I have Tears of the Kingdom, but I haven't played it yet. But yeah, I should actually do that. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Definitely not RuneScape. I'm not a fan of RuneScape. I think anyone who plays RuneScape, I think most of them basically played it when they were younger, and so it's just like a nostalgia thing. I can't play. I can't play RuneScape. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, what are you guys doing? It just doesn't make sense. It's just yeah, Tears of the Kingdom looks cool. What's the other one? I'm thinking about playing what's that game called? Oh my God, my brain's not working. Oh, Baldur's Gate 4. I know it's not Switch, but I can play it on my Mac too. I want to play Baldur's Gate 4. Looks insane, but not really the kind of game I normally play, but I want to try it just because everyone says it's so good. Um, what else I got? I have like a list somewhere. Uh, I've actually been thinking about, and you might laugh at me, but I was thinking about playing Stardew Valley. I've tried to play it like 5 times, and every time I play it, I get bored after like one day because, there's no like combat, right? But I feel like the vibes in Stardew Valley are immaculate. Just like the music and like the graphics, like the pixel graphics and stuff. Oh my God, it's so like chill and good. But yeah, I just don't know if I can play it because there's no like action, there's no like combat or whatever. But yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, I could play like Baldur's Gate 2, 3 as well. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat. I don't even remember what time I started the stream at. Let me check that real quick. I've got some more questions here in the backlog if y'all don't have any ask, but let's see. What are we at? So I've been on for like 40 minutes. Okay. So I'll probably stay on for like 20 more minutes and hop off if y'all don't have any more questions. So yeah, got any questions at all? It doesn't matter if you think it's like a beginner question, advanced question, whatever. Just go ahead and drop them in the chat and I'll get to you. How would you look for backlink opportunities? Is there websites where I can find domains with prices and stuff? Okay. So I feel like, okay. So the thing about backlinks is everyone needs to learn how to build backlinks, and you need to, yeah, because they're just so important for SEO, right? However, excuse me. However, a lot of people get in trouble with building backlinks, and I mean a lot, especially when they're beginners, because they end up doing highly unnatural things. They try to find cheap links. They try to do what you're saying right here and find domains with prices, links that anyone can get that are very easy to find, and they end up getting themselves in trouble, right? So what I'm going to say is I want you to still learn about link building, and I think everyone should learn how to build links themselves. But in the beginning, buying backlinks from a provider can be very good. So for example, you could buy links from us over at solinksalot.co, or there's a million other providers out there as well. Whatever, find one that you trust and you can get links from them. And this could kind of like get your feet wet, right? And you're kind of learning how to build backlinks, learning the ropes, learning what a good link looks like versus a farm or a bad link or whatever. Another thing you could do, for example, is you could join our managed link building service. That's our Links a Lot, where it's 100% done for you. You just give us like your goals and your keywords, and we do the rest. We pick the types of links to use, the authority levels, anchor tags, your target URL, stuff like that. And even if you don't stay in it for a very long time, even if you only stay in it for a couple months, you could see what our team builds. Like, oh, we're building, and because our team says, oh, we're building this is why. This month we built this is why. Here's the anchor text we use, this is why. And so you could kind of get an understanding of like the types of links we're building and why, to kind of give you some guidance. But yeah, in general, you do not want to find domains with price lists on them. Any domain that has like a right for us page, or they say this is how much a link costs on our website. This is what we call a link farm. Just go ahead and stay away from that. Um, you of course can find link prices if you go to a link building agency. But like so, for example, on our website, I guess I can just go ahead and pull this up real quick. Um, what page you want to go to? Let's just go to our guest post page. So we'll have the prices on the page here, and let me see what I need to do to show this. There we go. So if you go to like our guest post page, scrolling down, of course, it'll say like, here's the prices of our links on these types of domains, these different power levels. We've got 2 tiers for guest posts, premium and then standard. So yeah, but yeah, we don't like actually show you like, oh, this is the domain you get a link on, right? Because that would break link building best practices, and people would know, you don't want to buy links on websites that you can publicly get links on. I would also stay away from any kind of like service that they have like, you sign in and then they have like a dashboard and they just have all the domains and the prices. I mean, every time I've like checked these things, I could be wrong, but every time I've went in and like checked one of these, they've just been straight up link farms and they've been total crap. So like people like it because you get to go in and you can see the domains and choose which ones you get links on, and that's great. But at the same time, if they're showing the domain name, like, oh my God, like these things would be so easy for Google to just sign up for a free account, go in and boom, just go and hit, however many thousands of websites they have in there and hit them for, unnatural outbound link penalties, or just discount every single link that comes from these because they know that anyone can buy links on them. If they do have like a database or like a dashboard where you can go in and they do not show the domain name, but they show some like metrics, this could be a little bit of a better thing. However, at the same time, if they can like guarantee you get links on any of thit then it could be a farm situation as well. But if you go through like an agency like us, like one of the reasons we don't show domains, other than it being a horrible idea to do, is that, you're not guaranteed a link on any website. A website might say, no, we don't want to link to that website because they actually have some kind of editorial standards, right? So anyway, I would stay away from like these open marketplaces or anything that has like a price list or anything like that. If you get from a provider, get it from a trusted provider. Trusted providers usually don't show domain names. If you're building them yourself, which you should definitely learn how to do, it's kind of outside the scope of this video, but you are going to want to use a tool, something like Ahrefs. You could start with like looking up your competitors' backlinks and trying to grab those. You could just look up a bunch of websites in your niche. You could even just use Google to look up like websites that are ranking for keywords in your niche. So let's say you have a gaming website and one of your keywords is best RPGs for I don't know, whatever. You find some keyword, go and scrape the top 50 websites that have articles on this keyword. They're actually ranking for keywords in your niche, and you can start reaching out to them. And these websites will probably be pretty decent, even without having to evaluate, any kind of metrics, because they're actually ranking for the keywords, right? But yeah, anyway, it's finding backlink opportunities is a numbers game. You're going to have to do a bunch of outreach, which is just sending emails. Most people are going to say no. Some people will say yes. A lot of them will ask for money. Of course, this doesn't count things like your foundational link building, like citations, social profiles, Web 2.0s, all that kind of stuff. Anyone can go and make this stuff anytime, and you don't, they're not super high impact, but it's good for like foundation building and diversification. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Let's see here. I couldn't handle the Elden Ring vibes. Too dark after doing SEO all day. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is nice and light like Stardew Valley. Yeah. So that vibe of game I've learned is called idealistic. I think it's idealistic. But anyway, I like that vibe as well. It's happier. It's more like chill. It feels like nostalgic or something. I had the same thing with Elden Ring. I loved Elden Ring. I didn't finish it. But yeah, it's like those dark vibes all the time, right? But what you can do, Black Hole. I was watching someone stream on Twitch maybe a month ago or something, but they're playing Elden Ring, but they had the music turned off and they had Spotify on in the background with like the lo-fi and chill playlist on, you know? So the game still looks dark and scary and stuff, but at least you have some like happy kind of chilled out music. And I feel like that made it, yeah, just it felt like more chill and not like as like stressful or something. Mo says, do PBN links work? I guess I'll just put this in the question. Any questions at all, guys? Go ahead and drop them in the chat. Oops, not that one. And I will get to you. Do PBN links work well for ranking on Bing? So I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I am not a Bing ranking expert. We focus, most SEOs focus very largely on Google. I mean, you still want to get set up with like your Bing, whatever it's called, like the Bing Google Search Console thing. But yeah, I mean, in general, links work everywhere. It doesn't matter what search engine, they all kind of work in a similar way. But so PBN links still work well on Google. PBN links still work well on everything. You just need to make sure that you're following like best practices, right? Unless you're like in like a very like spammy like black hat niche, like maybe you're in like payday loans or like gambling or like pharma or like adult or escorts or something, then these niches, like people just go wild with PBNs because it's pretty much the only way they can get links because no one wants to link to their websites. So Google kind of just sees it as normal and just it's just kind of like how you play the game in those niches. However, for a normal website, normal niche or whatever, just follow best practices. PBNs can still work on Google and any other search engine. Just be careful with them, right? Make sure, like, so for example, with PBNs, a lot of the time, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm buying a PBN, so I want to use an exact match anchor and I want to link to my money page with it. Actually, a lot of the time we don't like to do that. We would rather use a natural anchor, like a branded anchor or a URL anchor on the PBN and link to your homepage. Because, then you're taking something, you still get like the benefit of the PBN, but you're doing it in a way that would draw less eyeballs from Google because you're making it more natural, right? Rather than doing a, the most unnatural link, which is PBN, it's a homepage link from kind of an expired domain or whatever. Exact match anchor, money page, right? It's just like you're hitting all the unnatural tick boxes at the same time. Yeah, PBNs still work, definitely. We like to use probably like 5% or less of our total backlink profile be PBNs. I actually don't use much of them at all, but they definitely still can work. Yeah, just be careful out there. Powerful tool though. All right, let's see what we got here. Mesmer. I mean, we're talking about Elden Ring and stuff. Isn't Mesmer? I can't tell. I didn't actually get that. I didn't play. I think Mesmer was in the DLC, but Mesmer, isn't that a boss in the Elden Ring DLC? I can't tell if your picture is that as well. Black Hole says, I just migrated from Ahrefs to SEMrush, feeling good about it. Oh yeah? Why'd you migrate? Didn't Ahrefs they removed their like limits and stuff, right? I'm just like Ahrefs all day, every day. What do you like about SEMrush though? Why do you think it's better? What is considered good website traffic? Okay. What is considered good website traffic for backlinks? So, traffic is one of these things that a lot of people are very passionate about, but there's just so much more, basically you can't really look at like one metric and that be like the one thing that you look at, right? But I will say, like, for example, for our guest post, we do not, even for like our low tier, our cheap guest posts, we don't do any websites that are less than 500 traffic. And then for the higher tier guest posts, it's a bare minimum of 1,000 traffic, usually a lot higher. So yeah, I mean, you could do that for like your low bar. You could, in general, if I was building backlinks, I probably wouldn't. If anything had less than 500 traffic, I'd probably just next it. However, The thing is, so for example, for example, our low authority niche edits. We have some niche edits that are super low authority, like really cheap ones that are only like have between 10 and 50 referring domains. So super low authority links. Sites don't really have much traffic at all. But the thing is, they're not bad websites. They're just weak. And there's a difference between a website being weak and a website being toxic or spammy. So just because it has low authority, maybe it's only got a DR of 1 and 50 traffic or something like that, but it could be a highly relevant link. It's just not very powerful, right? So it might not do a ton for like pushing your rankings, but it's good for relevance. It's good for like link diversity, making sure you're getting like these quality links in. You can do things like adding like natural anchors from these types of things to try to like diversify your anchor text or your link profile if you need to do that kind of stuff. So yeah, I definitely can't say that you shouldn't get like super low traffic links, but in general, if you're trying to do like, your authority link building, your more powerful link building, and you're not just trying to you're not trying to do something else, I'd say probably like 500 would be like the minimum I'd be looking at. But yeah, there's just so much that goes into it, right? Like, so for example, if you're in a niche where the keywords don't have very high search volumes, so let's say you're in like I don't know, maybe if someone has a website and their website is all about lawn elves, like the little elf that you can like put as like a lawn ornament. Like, how much traffic do you think this website's going to get? If they just like write us articles about like lawn elves and stuff like that, so, but they could end up having a really high authority. So for example, if this lawn elf company that also has a blog got a ton of like press or something, they could have a really high authority website, but the keywords they're ranking for could be super low search volume. So their traffic could be super low, but they could have high authority and the backlink from the website could still be really good, right? Because traffic doesn't mean anything by itself. You have to look at all the other stuff. So anyway, kind of a long-winded answer here, but nothing in SEO is really black and white. There's like a million different angles that you could look at stuff in. We try to simplify it a lot by like, saying, oh, it needs to be DR 20 or it needs to be 500 traffic. And this can help, in some cases, but streamlining processes and stuff. But in reality, things are a lot more complicated and these kind of things don't matter as much as there's some people like to pretend. Let's see. Like always, guys, like, comment, subscribe helps us out a lot. Looks like we're at about 56 minutes now, so I'm not going to hang around too much longer. If you guys got any questions left, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll try to get to them all before I take off. Oh, okay. What are the things I should look at when evaluating a website for backlinks? Lots of sellers around, but most sell crap. Yeah. So I guess the first thing I'll say is that, and I've said this before on some other podcast or something, I can't remember, but I feel like people fall into two categories. They're either not strict enough with how they evaluate backlinks, like they're way not strict and they just build really crappy backlinks, or they are way too strict and they basically remove a lot of link building opportunities that could be fine because they think they're crap when actually, maybe they're doing some things that other people say, oh, you should always check this, and maybe they break that, right? But Google, it's not exactly the same thing. Like, what works with Google and is really a lot different than all of these like metrics checks that a lot of people like to say, or even on our, even for us, for example, our like guest posts, we have all of these different checks that we say, we guarantee this. However, if I'm building links for myself, I'd probably be a little bit less strict on a lot of stuff because I know that a lot of stuff still works and can work quite well, but customers don't necessarily like, right? But anyway, some things you can like go and look at. I guess I'll just go ahead and I'm gonna I'll just pull up our Links a lot on Ahrefs, and we can just look around real quick, and I'll just show you some quick things you can look at. But you got to remember that, basically there's a million things you can look at, and none of these things should like just completely discount you getting a link from the website. So anyway, come in, look at the DR. Of course, higher DR is good, but as I made a video on my other channel, DR is actually really easy to manipulate right now. So DR alone is not a good judge. So look at DR. Then you could look at things like referring domains. I like to look at the number of referring domains to the DR. So like, we have about 1,000 referring domains in a DR 60. So this is quite natural. But let's say that I had 1,000 referring domains and we had a DR of like 10. This is not natural. And this is something you can only really learn from doing things for a while. But there can be a ton of fluctuation here as well, because they could just be picking up like a bunch of like spam backlinks naturally, like they're not building them. Their site's just getting spammed by these like scraper sites and shit. So anyway, just something you can check there. Of course, you do want it ranking for some keywords and getting some traffic. One thing you can look at is go look at organic keywords and just see what kind of keywords it's ranking for. Like, is it actually ranking for keywords that actually like mean something, or is it ranking for like only like branded things or like random keywords that like no one is trying to rank for at all, right? Just make sure that it's ranking for some keywords that's kind of like related to your niche or whatever the website posts content about, right? You could do stuff. I think I'm getting kind of tired. Let me hit the vape real quick. I started vaping again recently. It's such a stupid idea, but here we are. All right. You could look at other stuff. Like you could look at outgoing links, and you could look at link domains, and just try to make sure they're not linking to a bunch of like really low quality stuff. It could be a link farm. But anyway, a lot of websites that you will be able to get links from, they are going to be linking to low authority stuff as well. But you can see, for example, on Sir Links a lot, you can see that we really don't link to many websites at all that are like super low authority. And this is kind of like, we don't sell links at all on our website, of course. But anyway, that's something you could look at. But yeah, I think the main things I really look at, just like a very quick check, very basic check, DR, how many referring domains. You could also like check out their like backlink quality, make sure they're not just getting like spam domains. You look at their anchor text as well, make sure they're not getting like spam exact match anchors. Make sure the website has like a decent traffic graph. Make sure that it haven't been like hit by any updates. See how like, for example, our website has ups and downs, and that's completely normal. So like if we were just like right here, the site lost some traffic, but it's still healthy. It's still fine. Didn't lose all of its traffic. Didn't get hit by an update. It just had a little bit of a downturn, right? And then boom, it went back up again. So downturns and these like this is just fine. This is natural as far as like rankings go. Just want to make sure they don't have like a straight down line and lost like 80% of their traffic or something, or down to zero. Then definitely don't want that. One thing you could look at is making sure that they don't have like a crazy influx of referring domains. Of course, we do over here, but a lot of times a crazy influx of referring domains can be from something like a 301 redirect. Maybe they had an old site and they're redirecting it to their new site, something like that. But you just want to make sure it's not like link spam, because it could be like a DR boosting gig as well if they're doing something like that. But yeah, just like I'd make sure the site looks healthy as far as their like traffic graph goes. Make sure they do have some traffic. Make sure they're ranking for some decent keywords, and making sure their backlink profile is not complete crap. And then on the website itself, you definitely want to look for stuff to make sure it's not a guest post farm. Like I look for things like make sure it doesn't have like a right for us page or something. I had to clarify, because some websites that are good websites can also have a right for us page, but the 99% of sites that have a right for us page end up being guest post farms, and they're just trying to make money, right? So make sure it doesn't have anything on the website about like selling links or whatever. If you're getting like a link insertion or whatever, look around their articles and make sure they're not spamming out, because a lot of these websites that offer link insertions, they'll have like like 50 outbound links in their articles and stuff. So you want to stay away from that. Just look at the website itself, making sure the website looks good. It's not just like spamming AI content. And yeah, it's just not an obvious like guest post farm play. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully I didn't leave off anything important. Kind of just trying to do things off the cuff here and getting a little tired. Yes, haha, he's the boss from Elden Rings DLC. Yeah, I've heard Mesmer sucks. I've heard he's hard. Linkoscope. stop promoting your crap here. No one cares. Just kidding. But yeah, stop promoting your crap. There's a million ways to make money from coming in a live stream and trying to spam people to buy your stuff. I think I just prefer the SEMrush interface. Hard to explain. I like the new personalized keyword difficulty as well. Okay. Yeah, I see some people using it. I haven't used it in a while myself, but I just have no real reason to go over. I love Ahrefs so much. Like if I could literally get rid of like every SEO tool and keep Ahrefs and I'd be just fine. Lawn elves, yes. You know, we get a lot of times that people have these like crazy niches. They're like, I have my website is about lawn elves, and so I need backlinks from like lawn elf websites, and you're like, brother, like you're getting websites from home and garden blogs. Like, there's no, we're not getting, you're not going to find many backlinks from super specialized lawn craft things. It's just, link building is a numbers game, and there's a very low amount of these websites, and so there's a low amount of websites, and the amount of people that are actually let you put links on the website is also low. So you're basically looking at like zero. So yeah, you gotta use like shoulder niches, right? Or like the parent niche being, home, garden, stuff like that, or even like home decor, or even like a mama blog, right? Mommy blog, family kind of blog, whatever can make sense as well because they have gardens too. All right. Looks like you guys don't have any more questions, and I think we're at about an hour now. Yeah, we got a little bit over an hour. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take off for now. I guess the stream quality was okay. It's my first stream on the MacBook, and no one really complained, so that's good. Like, comment, and subscribe, whatever helps us out a lot, I guess. Press releases on sale this month, 10% off press releases, my favorite kind of foundational backlink. Because yeah, you get like 50 to like average is like between 50 and 150 indexed backlinks on news websites. There are no follow. They are we consider them foundational links. It's not like a guest post or whatever, but for foundational link building, these things are awesome. You can just do like one press release a year or even. So yeah, check that out while they're on sale. What else can I got to tell you guys? Google's monopoly. I don't really care about that. That's going to take such a long time to have any kind of effects, but whatever. Anything else interesting happening in the SEO world right now? I feel like not really. Things are kind of going slow right now. There's been no real like big news. People are still trying to spam